Hello, this is Victor Santana at StockHunters.com for Tuesday, September 27th. Let's go ahead and see what's been going on since the last time. And here we are looking at the chart of the U.S. total markets, ticker symbol TMW. As you can see over here, we've dropped last week and this week, starting on looks like since Friday, Monday, and today's Tuesday, we've been heading up higher. We did receive a trigger signal today, a positive green bar right here. So, and we still have some way to go on the RSI over here. So this is what I'm seeing here in general for the whole market. And if we draw a trend line from here, going down to right, down to this area here, and then extend this line back up higher, you can see we reached up within this triangle again. And we're going to have to see if it can hold the gains up in this area. It can go all the way up to this area. I would not be surprised if it did, because it would have this trend line plus this 50-day moving average to contend with, and that would bring the RSI back up in this area here above around on the 70 line here. And then we could look for potentials entries to go in more short. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down to the individual indices and see how each one looks. I'm going to go straight to the Dow, and we're looking at the Dow, and I'm going to go ahead and extend this line further down, and actually I'm going to move this over so we have some room. There we go. So let's try that again. There you go. And then this line from down here, I'm going to go ahead and extend it further around this area here. As you can see, we have broken down last week, and we have rallied up again up to this area here, and then pulled back. RSI still has seems like can potentially go up a little higher, which can break through here and touch up in this area of the 114. And the MACD has generated a trigger signal, the green bar right here. So in actuality, you would want to enter above this candle. However, due to these two strong resistance points up here, it may not be feasible, so I'm not going to recommend getting in based on this signal. There's just too many things going against us. We are under the 100-day moving average, and the 50 has crossed the blue line, so we are in bear territory. So we want to go ahead and short the rallies and buy the dips. So here we are getting into a rally, so this is where we're going to want to start shorting. So let's go ahead and look at the S&P, most important. And again, pretty much the same trend line from up here going down, and from here going through here. Now with the S&P, it is a much troubling signal here because it did break above the trend line. However, it closed down on the trade, so it didn't have the strength. Again, we can potentially head up to this area where the 50 and this trend line meet, and the RSI can continue up here, up at the 70 range. MACD has generated a buy signal, but again, the rewards is just not enough there to warrant a entry. Okay, so let's leave this alone, ignore this here, and look for potential shorting. And if we break down, we can head back down to this area easily. Now let's look at the NASDAQ, which has been the strongest, and you can see the trend line as well. It is above the trend line area. Let me just continue this on here and put this trend line over here. So it has broken above and closed, so we're going to have to see what it's going to do at this level. It is bouncing its head on the 100-day moving average, as you can see right here, and pulled back. So now it's right between the 50 and the 100 with a little bit of support of the 18-day moving average as well merging. We can see possibly a little bit more upside. Maybe can break above. Maybe we can get a double top up here or down here, 56.94 potentially. Our MACD is slightly in the green side, so there's a small little trigger signal to enter here. This has a little bit more possibility, but we'll just have to keep an eye and see what it's going to do. It's still considering the bear camp, so we'll have to wait and watch here. Now, looking at the small caps, the Russells, as you can see here, it has broken above. Let me see if I can get that line here. Yep, we got that line. And this line will extend further down to this area. So it's back in the small wedge. However, we got a dragonfly candle up here. So that is not bullish. That can be bearish, a reversal top. So we can probably see a reversible. We'll have to wait and see. Again, we could potentially go up to this area and have the RSI move up to the 70. MAC has generated a trigger signal to put an order above here, but again, based on all these resistance above, it's best just to stay in the sidelines and wait. Now let's look at the globals. Well, the globals here, the weakest of them all, and if I continue on with the line, it has not broken above this trend line, and it is now seems like it's forming a channel going downward. See, as you can see, we're in this channel now, so we could potentially maybe go up a little bit higher, but then we have a target to go back down further. RSI, so you could see one more day up. MACD has generated a buy signal on this day here. Would have been in the money here for this trade. So that's why I'm thinking it may peter out up in this area. Alright, so that's pretty much how all the markets are looking in general. Let's go ahead and look at some of our actual trades that we've had. And let's start with Eldorado Gold, EGO. On this one here, on Friday we entered at the close, and on Monday we went ahead and exit before the end of the day. We got out with a 1.2%, so that was good. Freeport Moran, FCX, we are still waiting on it to trigger. Here's our trigger price down here, and should actually go ahead and draw the line a little further out this way. So we could probably look for a buy in this area. IDCC, InterDigital. This one here, unfortunately, did not go our way. We got triggered in here on this day, but this next day it had a pretty good fall. Fortunate with having our RSL stop, we got out with a negative 6.8% loss. Now let's look at next one. Jaguar Mining, JAG. We entered on this day here on Monday, and then today it gapped up, and as it was going down we got out, and luckily enough we did, or we would have been down here in negative. So we got out with a 1.8%. Now SPXU, this is an inverse ETF to short the S&P. I went ahead and put a small position right here at the close of today based on my tweets, and here's going to be our exit. It closed below this area. Again, I repeat, a close below. We could pierce it, but as long as we don't close, we're going to stay in this. And as you can see, the RSI is coming down in this area to create the setup, and we have no trigger. So I'm kind of getting in front of this ahead of the signals. So if the market is as weak as many suspect, this may not reach down here as far, or just touch the 30 line to bounce up, and this MACD line may just slightly touch the 0 line right here. So this is an entry point. So for those that are more conservative, may wait until we get a crossover and a trigger signal down here to initiate some positions. Okay, now last Thursday I went ahead and initiated 2 trades at the same time of leverage ETFs for the Russell's 2000, which was TNA. This is to go long. I went ahead and put a buy order here based on the setup here, and we just got the trigger today. So this may continue to go up higher, maybe up to this area 47.40. Not likely, but it's possible. And then at the same time, the inverse, it's hard to tell from here, so I'm going to go back to TNA. I shorted at the same level here, so either way this was going to go on Thursday, I was going to be on the right side. So TNA is to go up, TNZ was to go down. So let's look at TNZ. In TNZ, which is the inverse, the reverse image, this is where I got in at that time Thursday. And on this one has went down because the TNA went up. This will go down. So this is fine. I went ahead, and on the TNA, let me go back. When it got up to this point here, I went ahead and got out with a 6.9% gain. So we got a gain on this side of the move. So now we're waiting for the reverse side. I do expect this to break down lower. So this is why I have TZA to go down. And Monday, based on here, I went ahead and put another position. So I have 2 positions in play here. If this does go down further down to this area, and depending how the market action, I may put another position right away or wait for a trigger signal on this here to put a position. So I got 2 positions, and I'm pending to put a third one here down in this area. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. And then VECO on this one here, we are, let's see, this is Tuesday, Monday, Thursday. We entered on, I believe it was Wednesday, or that same day on Thursday, and then we exited out before the end of the day. VECO, we got out with a 2% gain on that one. And then the last one, ZSL. This one here, we put an entry price here. think, oh, this one's already has happened back on the 22nd, if I'm correct. Yes, okay. So this is just one that we've done last week and got out. So we went over this already, so I won't go over it again. Other than that, until next time, let's keep our eyes on the market and remember that putting in stops keeps the emotions out. Until next time, take care.